Well, you're probably waiting for the show to start. Well, I can understand that. And trust me, you were in the right place. But before we start the show, we got to let you know that today's show is brought to you by a very special and new sponsor to the show. None other than Southern New Hampshire University. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And you know I'm excited about it. Number one, because they're doing a great thing in terms of helping people overcome, some of the experience barriers that are holding people back, right? And we know that that comes up a lot as we progress through this professional world and just adulthood, right? So with SNHU, the beautiful part about them is this. They are designed for people like you and me, man. The ones that are busy, but can make some time to be on the online space and, multitask, so to speak. And that is what SNHU brings to the table. The largest, or one of the largest, accredited nonprofit online degree offerings. Man, it is a dope thing that they got going on over there. One of the programs that stood out to me the most is their sports management program, in terms of being able to, number one, work at your own pace. They have multiple times throughout the year where you're able to get into the course and ultimately progress through at your own speed, 24/7 access. I mean, those are beautiful things, especially when we're just talking about the working person, the busy person, the person with the family out there. SNHU. Oh, they trying to hook you up. They trying to help you out, baby. Now, like I said, for myself, man, I've utilized the online program very similar to this, and I can tell you firsthand the benefits that come from these type of programs and what SNHU is offering, man. You don't want to miss out on it. So check out the link, all right? snhu.edu/Arthur Moats, all right? You check that out. Obviously, this is all in the description as well. But I want you to check that out, man. Look at that sports management program and just see some of the average salaries associated with degrees in this field, man. Could definitely be something that might motivate you, make you want to go out there and do something special out there and, ultimately put yourself on an even better trajectory. But with that being the case, you see right here, SNHU, Southern New Hampshire University. I stand by them. And as always, keep being great. But now I think it's time to get back to the show. So, you already know, don't touch that dial, baby.
Let's go, UW. Is it already acceptable to say Watt and Highsmith over Harrison and Woodley?
To me, I go Harrison and Woodley, but I think, anybody can make a debate about it. I think, I don't look at it as, oh man, you're crazy to say that. It's just, for me personally, Harrison and Woodley did it not just regular season, they got it in the postseason and went ahead and finished it all the way off. Whereas the Watt and Highsmith, I've seen it in regular season. I just haven't seen it lead or go on that type of run just yet. Now, if they do, then that could change my mind. But right now, yeah, that's just kind of how I look at it, man. Because I think everything else is kind of what? You got Deebo. You got dude with, high double-digit sacks. Yeah. True Batman Robin or Batman type. I think, to me, my whole debate is Woodley versus Highsmith. Because if we say Harrison and TJ are a wash, I personally still slightly lean Woodley, and I think because of the postseason element of it. But I think, man, you can make that case either way, though, man.
Yeah, it's, in my opinion, it's Harrison, Woodley. But maybe when it's all said and done, even if TJ and Highsmith didn't get a championship, if they could keep it up for 4 or 5 years and have like a really good longevity as a tandem, yeah. I think that makes their case even better. But at this point, yeah, it's Harrison, Woodley. Yeah. It's not even a question in my mind.
Yeah, and Big Made, man, trust me, I know it's a team sport, but the same way we can't pick and choose who your teammates are and when you go on that run, right? That's the same standard that we hold quarterbacks to, the same standard when we're talking Hall of Famers or just when we're comparing and contrasting. There is something, too, when you see a team or a person do it in the postseason. Now, that's why I also said that, hey, if I see them do that, then maybe it changes. But unfortunately, they ain't got that opportunity just yet. So hopefully they get it going this year, man. They get a chance to go ahead and do that run. But until then, yeah, man, I seen Harrison and Woodley what that was, baby. That was filthy. Yeah.
Let's go. UW says Tom Grossi is the NFL Fan of the Year this year.
Ooh, okay. Shout out then. Shout out. I like that.
Maybe that's why he won. He raised all that money.
Man. Heck yeah. Shoot, we done had a Fan of the Year from Pittsburgh, I want to say, was that 2 years ago? Yeah. So I like that. All right. Shout out.
Well, that's it for the Supers.
Respect. And Mike T was right. He says Woodley put up crazy numbers up until the contract. Yes, we do know that was part of where we saw the. But it wasn't from anything else. It was just, sometimes when you get that money and it just, ain't that wrong with
That's
it?
a very accurate statement.
This
guy's username is Mike T. Is that Coach T in here?
You see, it's a foreshadow. I'm like, I can't even fight that one. Like, yeah.
Coach T's a little scarred from that still. He had to jump in the chat.
He was on a run, bro. Woodley was on one, and Woodley looked way freakier than Deebo. Because you're like, bruh, this is big and agile. Ooh, power, speed, got them Jordan cleats. So you like, bro, how you that big rocking Jordans out there on the edge, bro? Like, yeah, that's the one, man. But at the same time, I'm like, man, TJ and Highsmith, what they've been able to do, you got TJ tying the all-time sack record, and then you got Highsmith who's giving you a 14.5 and a, what did he end with last year?
Like 6.
Because I want to say he's given us double digits twice, though, in his career. So I wanted to.
No, year before 14, he could have. He was so
He had
close
9,
on a
yeah.
ton of them.
I think it was like 9. Let me see. Does he have it? Might, yeah, because he just gave us. You're right. Good call. Yeah, 7 last year, 14.5 the year before, 6 and 2. Let's just pull up Wood because I know Wood was stupid out here, bro.
I don't know if Woodley had anything over 12, to be honest.
No. Not in terms of a single year, but in terms of the consistency is what I'm referring to.
Yeah. I'd say
That's
he
the
had
difference.
he had probably 2-3 years
Mm-hmm.
of double digits, maybe. I think it was low double digits, but maybe throw an 8 or 9 in there.
So let's see. He has 4 to start it off. Then he had 11.5, 13.5, and then a 10, and then a 9. And then after that was payday. And then it was, 4, 5, 0, 1 out. But yeah, so that was the difference. So his 13.5 versus Highsmith's 14.5. But then he came back and gave you 11.5, 10, and 9 all regular season. Was AP second team and Pro Bowl that 13.5 year.
Yeah, so that backs up my sentiment even more. That it's not even a question in my mind. It's still Harrison and Woodley.
Yeah, that's my only thing. I'm like, man, Highsmith a dog, though. Y'all know I'm very biased towards Highsmith. Shout out to the homie, man. Shout out to his pops as well and his fan, man. Dope dude. But that's the only thing, man. I just thought Woodley was – it just happened more times. Like, I literally remember it being Deebo and Woodley. Like, that was a look, man. That was a look. And then, like I said, the postseason run. But it definitely – it was all after the payday.
TJ's probably already the better player over Harrison, like, as an individual.
Yeah. You can make a case for it.
But, yeah, if we're talking about a tandem, it's definitely Harrison and Woodley.
Yeah. Because for the crazy regular season success that we would slightly nod towards TJ, I feel like Deebo's postseason success blows TJ's out the water right now.
Absolutely.
And especially when you talk about one of the biggest defensive plays in Super Bowl history. Arguably one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history. If you just talk about impact, when it happened, what was all on the line. Deebo's pick 600 yards. It's like, bro, we can't unsee that. We can't go back and say that didn't happen. We can't assume that anybody else is going to make that play because we haven't seen that play before. Deebo did that one. So that's why I count that, just that alone in the biggest game with all the stakes and you're backed up. You do that one? I can't just say TJ has. Oh, no, I can't. It's like, yo, we talking regular season, sure, but when the chips was all at the table and everything was on the dotted line, it's like, bro, that man did that thing, man. So, yeah. But like I said, I know TJ is capable, but we got to just see him, hopefully, in one of those moments, man, to make that opportunity happen, man. But until that, I got to go with what I seen, man. And
yeah, it's like I
bad
think,
man, bro.
I think TJ, I don't know if this makes sense. I just think he's a better, like, overall player,
He
just
is.
like all-around player, and what he's got in his arsenal over Deebo. But in terms of, like, all-time Steeler status, I think it's Deebo still right now because of all that.
Yeah. But TJ
just as a
filthy, though. Like a pure talent?
as a better player and just what he's done, the consistency is what he like. I don't think I don't think Deebo touches that, but Deebo did have a run of his own and had an all-time peak with us.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the debate then becomes, well, hey, man, if TJ was on that defense
Right,
and
right.
Deebo was here, could they do it?
That's
And it's
tough.
like,
It's
sure.
tough. 100%.
But that's
why I'm giving.
That's the
I
thing,
that's why I'm
yeah.
trying to give
I'm like,
credit
they
to
both are
TJ to say
filthy,
like
bro.
I still
Yeah.
think he is like I think he's the better player at this
Yeah.
point over Deebo and what Deebo's
like
done
his
throughout his whole
heights,
career.
his regular season heights have gotten higher. Because if I
I
remember
think.
correctly,
Let me put it to you this way:
Yeah.
if you're drafting right now, I think you're drafting TJ over Deebo. Like you're starting a
Okay.
team from scratch.
Yeah.
At least I would.
fair. So that's real. That's real.
But again, in terms of all-time Steeler status, I think you grade them. You grade it differently whenever you switch like the discussion a little bit.
Because
and,
I'm just like they both
what you're really
both
looking at,
did
all-time
some filthy
Steeler
stuff,
status,
bro.
and like when
Yeah.
you're talking about Steelers lore, and I'd put Deebo over TJ right now
Yeah.
still because
of the postseason runs.
right.
That's the big deal in terms of that. And I think that's a great way to classify it. If the Steelers lore, the history of it,
All-time
black and
ranking,
gold all the
whatever,
time
right.
is Deebo. But if we're saying player for player, who's the better version, you go TJ. That's fair.
But that's TJ through half of his career, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe 60% of his career. So even if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, if he still keeps doing this and puts
Yeah.
up record numbers and goes down as one of the all-time best edge rushers in the NFL, period, then you might have to give him the nod over Harrison, even in like Steelers lore.
Is all of that success weighted more than Deebo doing what he did in the postseason and in the Super Bowl specifically? Because I think that's my whole thing I'm back and forth on. It's kind of like when you talk about Super Bowl champions versus regular season guys.
You get it with like
I
a
do.
Dan Marino, though. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he's one of the all-time greats.
But you wouldn't put Danny over Ben Roethlisberger, though.
Right, or Elway, or
Right.
any of that. But like, I'm saying if TJ just if he
what's
ends up in the conversation,
but what is
of,
the difference between those, though?
what?
In terms of why you wouldn't put Dan Marino over a Ben or Elway, but you would put a TJ over a Deebo if those scenarios were the
If
same.
he's like in the all-time, edge rusher conversation in the NFL period, it's almost like even like Barry
Yeah.
Sanders is running back, or
Yeah.
another example could be Rod Woodson never won a championship with us, but who's the better cornerback, or even the all-time better Steeler between like him and Ike Taylor?
I was gonna say, who would you take him versus Mel Blount?
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But like, I think for what we're talking about right here, the better comparisons than Ike Taylor versus Rod Woodson. But the thing that Deebo does have in his favor over Ike Taylor,
Because that's what I'm like.
is
I
he's
felt like
got
it was a little bit
deep
lower.
No,
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
give
like,
you that.
bro, he
I'll
is
give you
up
that.
higher
But
than
like,
that. Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you that. But I think if TJ keeps doing what he's doing, it's going to be so hard to deny.
Yeah. Because TJ's numbers are going to be filthy when it's done. Barring anything catastrophic, his numbers are going to be dumb. Just in terms of just Steeler sacks. So that's the part where he's just like, yo, he could put that number where, if it gets crazy triple digits, you're like, because Deebo didn't get triple digits. And Deebo's sacks are all here in Pittsburgh. We even said that Deebo doesn't have more career sacks than a Joey Porter. But the difference is, it was like Deebo's are all here. That's why he was sitting up high on that list, and TJ ultimately passed him. But TJ, man, he might end up about $120, $130 them things, man. If he could stay healthy, and that could be spicy. Because anytime you cross that 100 career sack number, it's like, bro, you just in a different class.
Might do it in like 2 years.
No, he for certain can. He for
'Cause isn't
certain
he at,
can.
like,
That's what. Yeah, he's in like the low 80s right now, I think.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
passed the what was the all-time?
It was
70 something?
Yeah, he should be low 80s. Let me
So we were
see if I
talking
can pull
about
him
that
up real
last
quick.
offseason. Who was going to get it first?
Him or Cam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was 70 something, and what TJ had? How many sacks last year? Like 16 or something. 15,
Yeah, but he
16?
got him like early though. In terms of remember, because I
He's
want to say
probably
it was like
close
San
to-
Fran
he's
game. He had
probably
already
close to
hit
90
the record.
right
Yeah,
now.
he gave us
Never mind.
19 last year. 19 last year. He's at 96 and a half
Okay,
sacks,
there
bro.
you go. He's,
So yeah,
he's
he gonna
gonna
cross
get
that C
100
note this year. Barring anything cashed out, he'll cross it. And that's just a difference. So like 96 and a half for TJ, and then we'll pull up Deebo real quick.
What does he have? Is it that 77?
He should be. Yeah, I want to see
Is he the
77.
one with the record?
Yeah.
76, 77.
Yep. Oh, no, excuse me. 84 and a half sacks for Deebo. 96 and a half for TJ. There we go.
So he picked up a few
got
with
it,
Cincy, and I guess maybe one or two with the Patriots or something.
Because that's what I just saying. That is interesting, though, bro.
Yeah, that's
Deebo's
insane.
played in way more games, too, though, man. 193
That's
games,
insane.
104.
TJ's
Yeah.
what, 30? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he just turned 30. That's insane.
So, numbers-wise, they're close on a lot. I think the only difference is Deebo's tackles. That's it. So, if we just read them off, right? Deebo played in, obviously, 193 games. TJ's in 104 games.
Jesus.
Deebo is at, so check it out.
That's what I mean. I think
He
TJ's
got
the
time.
better player.
Yeah, he got
just
time.
Flat out, he's the better player right now.
But so here's how they said Deebo is at 8 picks, TJ's at 7 picks. Obviously, TJ has 96.5 sacks, Deebo at 85.5 sacks. Deebo has 583 solo tackles, TJ 291. Deebo has 34 forced fumbles. TJ has 27 forced fumbles. Deebo has 9 fumble returns. TJ has 10 fumble returns. Then in terms of awards and honors, they both have a Defensive Player of the Year award. TJ has 5 All-Pros. Deebo 4 All-Pros. TJ has 6 Pro Bowls. Deebo 5 Pro Bowls. And then obviously Deebo with the 2 Super Bowl championships. And TJ with none just yet. Bro. TJ cooking.
TJ's getting
Cooking,
shafted on
cooking.
the depoy.
But
stat,
also,
though.
but
He's
also,
getting shafted. He should have at least 3.
but I would also say shout out to Believe that as well, man, because he said that it's not fair in terms of talking Deebo's overall games. Because remember, early in his career, he was not starting. He was a special teamer also. So we do need to throw that caveat in there. Shout out to you, Believe that, for bringing, making sure you put that out there. Yeah, DC53 said he's like, Deebo did all of his sacks in like 3 to 4 years in terms of that window when he actually did get a chance. Because remember, it was Joey Porter that was the guy. Obviously, remember, Joey Porter beat up my man in Cleveland. And then from there, that's when Deebo gets off, starts to, take over and things like that. So that is also very true. Yeah. This is interesting, bro. This is interesting. TJ got a chance, though, bro. I just want to see him get some postseason on him, man. If he can get some of that, that changes all of this other talk. Because everything else he's already either passed him or it's like, yo, you got time. You can catch that. Yeah. But shout out, though, man.
Yeah. And the postseason stuff should be ramping back up this year.
Please. We don't want to wait long. Don't make us wait long, baby.